Hello students! Today I'm in a different room and I have my ukulele and also my shirt that's painted. Let me show you. It says, "Dear animals, I'm so sorry. I promise to be vegan from now on." It's true. I am very sorry for the way that I treated animals in the past. That's why I have this YouTube channel, and that's why I'm also on TikTok and Instagram to talk about the animals. Not that I ever personally hurt them myself with my own hands, but I paid people to kill them for me. All kinds of animals. Chickens, cows, pigs. It makes me very sad that I used to eat these animals. And that's why I'm here. And I'm hoping to help you become vegan as well, so that we can stop these cycles of violence. And thankfully, many of you are becoming vegan, which is so amazing. I love it. Every time I do a video, somebody always writes in the comment section that they became vegan because of me, which means that other people will become vegan because of them. And it will just filter down like that, and eventually we will have a vegan world. So, for the people who are vegan right now, who just became vegan, I'm going to sing you the Happy Vegan Declaration Day song that I composed. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Whether you've been vegan for a lifetime or just a minute, welcome to the club. We're so glad you're in it. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Everywhere around the world, animals are lining up to thank you for your compassion and for allowing your heart to open up. Yeah, that's you guys. Some of you have been vegan for 1 minute. You just decided you're going to be vegan. Some of you have decided you've been vegan for a week now. Some of you have been vegan for a month, a year, 10 years, all different ages. Whatever is your Happy Vegan Declaration Day, you can celebrate it. You can celebrate it every week. You can celebrate it every month. For me, it's going to be 5 years on June 27th. Coming up this year, it's going to be for 5 years that I've been vegan. 5 years that I made the decision that I was going to stop paying for animals to be harmed. And I've only eaten vegan food since then. And I'm okay. I'm not dead yet. And I'll be honest with you, when I first became vegan, I was worried because I didn't really know if it was possible to be vegan this long, but I'm doing great. I don't cook with oil anymore, except for when I'm making cookies or something like that. But I am eating, and I am eating lots of healthy veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds every day. I try to eat flax seeds a lot. I put them in all kinds of different things. And I'm studying a lot about nutrition lately, although I worked as a registered nurse for 25 years, so I know something. But the truth is, in the medical field, they don't teach you a whole lot about nutrition. So we vegans have to learn a lot on our own. Speaking about learning, I'm going to show you the chords to this simple song in case you ever want to play it. All right? So you highly suggest that you get yourself a ukulele. It's such a great little instrument. Look, it weighs almost nothing. You can take it with you anywhere. The reason I bought it in the first place was I was going on a trip and I couldn't bring my guitar because it was too big and bulky. And this thing is just so cute. So cute. Look at it. It weighs almost nothing. So look, this particular one is made out of plastic. It's actually water proof. So I guess, not that I would dunk it in water, but you can bring it on the beach and it's not bad. It's not like made of wood or something like that. And my husband put this in here for me. See here? This little sort of like a little screwy thing so that I could put a little strap on here. And the reason that I have this kind of strap is because if I had it any heavier, I might break this little area because this is hollow in here. So this is screwed in here on both sides, you see? And so that way I can walk around with it and I can be hands-free. You see? I am hands-free. And what's good about that is that I can, if I need to, I can still pick up my dog's poop. I can still you know, help walk the dog when I'm walking part of the time. Then when she wants to have a break, I can, you know, bring her to the dog park or whatever and just play a little bit on the side. Or I can hook her onto a fence and play a little bit. Or when we're in a park, have a long leash and see she can kind of sniff around, and you know, I can sit on a bench and play or whatever. It's just great to have a strap for practicing, because otherwise you're holding on like this the whole time. You have to hold it up somehow, right? So you're holding up and you're kind of, you know, blocking the strings. So and the reason that you use a very light strap is because, like I said, you don't want to put too much weight on here. And I never pull like this. I never hang it on this strap. And so far, so good. It's been, I think it's been almost 2 years now that I've had this ukulele, and I also have a pink one. So I'll show you how to play the chords here. So if you're interested, get yourself a ukulele. I highly recommend it. It's such a fun instrument to learn, and it's easy to learn quickly. I just taught myself basic chords, and then you can write your own songs. Or you can learn the songs that I compose. I can teach you how. So the first chord you're going to play is C, and that's just by putting one finger here on the 3rd fret on the bottom string. That's a C. See? That's a C. The next thing you're going to do is play a G chord, and a G chord is played like this, like a triangle. You see? You use only 2 frets. You don't use this one. You use this one, and you put 2 fingers here, and you skip the middle string there, you see? And then you put your ring finger there. So it's like a triangle. Do you see how my fingers are kind of shaped like a triangle? So I'll take these off again. Do you remember how to play a C? A C is the ring finger on the bottom string, the one that's the lowest down near your feet. Okay? Put that there, and that's a C chord. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. See how easy it is to play C? And then when you're going to play G, you use, do you remember how many frets you use? 2 frets. 2 frets, and how many fingers? 3 fingers for a G. Okay, so it goes like this. Again, you put this one first, you skip one and go up, and then you put the other finger here. That's a G chord. So far we know. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. When you in? Now we're going to go to F. Vegan for a lifetime. F is played like this. F is 2 fingers. You put your first finger here on the string that's the second one from the bottom, and you put your your middle finger at the top. Like this, and like this. Okay? Back up again. Let's start from the beginning. Do you remember the first chord? C. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy. Now we're going to G. Vegan Declaration Day to you. Where you been? Vegan for a lifetime. Or then you strum and you hold up one finger. Just a minute. See that? Well, let's start over. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Whether you've been vegan for a lifetime or just a minute. Then you go back to welcome to the club. We're so glad you're in it. So you see, we just repeated all the same chords, and there's no other new chords. Guys, if you know this, you know the whole song. Keep going. Then you start over. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Happy Vegan Declaration Day to you. Everywhere around the world. See how I did that? I strum and then I do this with my finger. Everywhere around the world, animals. And now you're supposed to do lining up. Lining up. That's a bit hard because you got to get your pick in these fingers. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my pick. Do you notice what that is? I don't know what country you're from, but here in Canada, we have these things. They put them on the packages when we buy bread. And so I keep these and use them as little picks. So let's go back. Where are we? Everywhere. We're on F. Where are you? Here. Everywhere. This and this. Everywhere around the world, animals are lining up. Oh yeah, forgot to do the circle. Everywhere around the world, animals are lining up. To thank you for your compassion and for allowing your heart to open up. That's it. 3 chords. The C chord, the G chord, and the F chord. Ukuleles only have 4 strings, so it's very easy to learn how to play. So, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being here to learn a little bit about the ukulele. Thank you for being vegan. Thank you so much. I want to show you one other quick thing before I go, which is a really great book that I like. It's called The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements. It's by Miguel Ruiz. And this book is something that I refer to remind me to stay on track. You know, all of us are always trying to stay in a state of equilibrium, trying to get enough sleep, trying to get enough water, trying to get enough exercise, trying to be kind enough, but also firm enough. And it's always trying to figure out what is the balance to all of these things, right? And because I'm not the kind of person who goes to church regularly or anything like that, I refer to a document like this to help to guide me. Here are the 4 agreements. The first one is, be impeccable with your word. The second one, don't take anything personally. Can you imagine how hard that is, right? When people are mean to us as vegans. And number 3, don't make assumptions. And number 4, always do your best. So let's look at these in a little bit more detail, okay, before we go. Let's try and remember the 4 agreements. Let's try to memorize them, all right? Because if you memorize something, then you can teach it to somebody else. So let's look at it. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. So let's say, think about your mouth then, okay? Agreement number 1 is about your mouth. Be impeccable with your word. And here's what it says. Let me show you a little bit. I don't know if you can read this or not. Maybe it's too dark, but this is what it says. It says, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Oops, sorry guys if I had that off the page, but let me show you again. Okay, so that's agreement number 1. Be impeccable with your word. So that's hard, right? Because especially when you're on YouTube and you're on all these different social media platforms, it's encouraged that you use, you know, a thumbnail that's a little bit kind of, might not be 100% exactly accurate as clickbait. And a certain amount of that is kind of a game that we just all play. But the essential message that you give should be that of the truth. And I'm here to tell the truth about the animals. My main goal here is to talk about how they are abused and to encourage people like you guys to not pay for them to be artificially inseminated, created by us in the first place, and sold as objects. So I am being truthful as I can with you about that and in all areas. Let's look at this number 2. Don't take anything personally. Let's read that together. Let me show you. Don't take anything personally. Can you read that? Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So a lot of times, my vegan friends, my vegan students, you know that people will say, well, because I met you, I've decided I don't like you, so I'm not going to be vegan. Which is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And so you know that if they are eating animals, that is not your fault. That is not your problem. We are all here advocating for the animals in different ways. And every way is important. We must always talk about the suffering of the animals and never let society forget. So don't take anything personally. If people are not becoming vegan, it's because they haven't got their 100 clicks yet. Remember, I told you, it takes 100 clicks. You have to have it in your head and in your heart. You have to make the connection logically, that it makes logical sense not to eat animals. You have to understand the science, and you have to feel it in your heart. You have to really feel for the animals, and you will feel for the animals by watching the important documentaries. Like WatchDominion.com. Now we have out a new documentary called Seaspiracy. Seaspiracy, it's on Netflix. There's also Cowspiracy on Netflix. There's a lot of different things that you can watch and encourage other people to watch. So don't take anything personally. So do you remember number 1? It has to do with your mouth. Be impeccable with your word. Number 2 is a don't. It's a don't take anything personally, right to your heart, okay? So don't take anything personally. Let's review. Number 1, out of these 4 agreements, we're practicing the 4 agreements. We're going to memorize them. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. It's not your fault. If other people are not if they're continuing to hurt animals, that's not your fault. You are doing your best. What they do is not in your control. All you can do is control yourself. Let's look at agreement number 3 now. Agreement number 3 says, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. Let's read it. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. You know, he talks about, I say dream because he talks about dreams a lot in this book, and I'll explain that to you in another video, and it's hard for me to read. I'm sorry, but I don't have the best eyesight. I'm waiting for new glasses, actually. And drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. So can you think about sometimes when you have made assumptions about other people? Or people have made assumptions about you? I know for me, people have made all kinds of assumptions about me based on lies that they've heard. I'm not racist. I'm not homophobic. I have never committed any crimes, but people assume that I have because they've read these crazy rumors. And the reason that the rumors are there is because people create them. And who creates them? People who want to keep paying for animals to die. They create them because rather than look at their own actions, what's on their plate, they prefer to try to attack us animal rights activists. So, do you remember what the 3rd agreement is? It is, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. In your head, don't assume things. Let's go over the 1st agreement. Do you remember what it is? Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take things personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. If you memorize a gesture with something that you're trying to memorize, that's going to help you to memorize it. The last one, number 4, is always do your best. Always do your best. Always do your best. Let's read that one together. Okay, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you're healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So think about that as it applies to animals. If you are eating animals, are you really doing your best? Could you stop? And what about if you're really trying hard, but you're in a family that isn't being supportive of you? What's important about being vegan is that you are as vegan as possible at all times. That just means doing your best. You can't do more than your best. But be honest with yourself. A lot of times people lie and they say they're doing their best, but they aren't really. Treat your body like a temple. Only put healthy vegan foods in it. Think of your little 5-year-old self and how you would treat that little 5-year-old self. You wouldn't put any alcohol in your body or any smoke. You wouldn't put anything that's harmful, just healthy vegan foods. You don't take a 5-year-old to McDonald's to eat crap. You give them vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, things that are good for their microbiome in their intestines. All right? I'm reading more about that right now. I'm studying about the microbiome, and it's very interesting. I'm going to be telling you a little bit more soon in other videos about the things that I'm learning. I am, of course, vegan for the animals. I am not vegan for my own health. Primarily, being vegan is about the animals and doing the least harm. So, today we learned about the 4 agreements. Here's the book if you want to Google it. If you want to get it yourself, have a look at the cover. It's really good. It helps you to ground yourself as you go throughout your day. We also learned how to play the Happy Vegan Declaration Day song. We learned 3 chords. So, thank you for joining me. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please press the subscribe button if you like it. And if you want to get to know me, and I would love to get to know you more, the more people that become vegan and that are ethical vegans, the more we can have more moderators on my channel, and everybody's going to gradually get to know each other better, and we're going to be friends from all over the world, all vegan friends here, through that Vegan Teachers channel. Doesn't matter how old you are. If you're a kid, if you're a teenager, or if you're 56, or if you're 96, we can all be friends here and support one another's work. Okay? I thank you again so much for being here. And if you haven't yet checked out my Instagram, it is That Vegan Teacher Miss Katie, and Katie spelled D-I-E at the end. K-A-D-I-E. I will see you in the next video, everybody. Bye-bye for now. Do, 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 do.